Welcome to my channel. Today we bring you the list of the 10 things Bill Gates spends his millions on. Have you ever thought of how every day gonna be like waking up to billions of dollars in your possession? Sounds great, right? Surely you gonna do much of shopping on the latest brands and also go on vacations and tourist visits and also engage in other investments. Today we'll take a look at what the world's third richest man, that is Bill Gates, spends his millions on. Microsoft's stock price has jumped nearly 50% since the start of the year, pushing the company's market value to $1.15 trillion. This also led to an increase in its co-founder Bill Gates' net worth of $110 billion, up roughly $17.8 billion from the start of the year, according to Forbes, making Bill Gates the third most wealthiest person in the world, exiting the second spot for the luxury goods tycoon Bernard Arnault and his family. Did you know that if Gates gave every single person in the world $20, he'd still have more than $25 billion left? Sounds funny, right? But that's the truth. He became the world's youngest billionaire in history at age 31 and was later knocked out by Mark Zuckerberg in 2008. Gates has sold, or rather donated, more than $35.8 billion of his stock at the moment. He owns nothing more than 1% of Microsoft shares, but that 1% is worth more than $7.1 billion. Even if he might no longer be the world's richest man, he's still doing great. Here are the top things Bill Gates spends his money on. Before we start, don't forget to hit subscribe and like button for regular updates. Number 10 is on sports cars. Seems like Gates likes a fancy set of wheels and has been a longtime fan of Porsche automobiles. To name someone whose cars hold many decent car collections in Dubai or UAE in amazement, Gates surely takes the lead. Known as one of the richest figures in the world for years till today, Bill Gates is undoubtedly a keen luxury car nut. What a billionaire and the richest man drives should be the greatest. He owns some of the world's most expensive cars that would go beyond someone's wildest dreams. Some of the cars that drive the world's top tech mogul include a Porsche 911, which he purchased in 1979. He revealed in an interview with Ellen DeGeneres that his second biggest splurge after founding Microsoft was buying a Porsche 911, which he considered the car of his dreams. This 1979 Porsche 911 was the first Porsche car he'd purchased and was later placed for bid at $80,000. He also added a Porsche 959 Sport Ride. Apart from Porsche, he has a huge luxury car collection. Number 9 is on private island. Sir Richard Branson isn't the only billionaire to own a private tropical island. Bill Gates also owns one. According to WealthX, Bill Gates Island in Belize, called Grand Bogue Cay, is valued at about $25 million. Located on Grand Cay, the beach of this island is pristine and lined with palms, also having an ample elevation to the left of the island and is easy to begin building right away. The island is on Turneffe Atoll and roughly 24 miles east of Belize City. Gates may have purchased this island for its reputation as standing as one to provide unparalleled opportunities for investor return and growth. It's also an outstanding piece of paradise with specialized saltwater fishing areas, gorgeous views of the water, water sports, coconut trees, and shady palms, and also a cool forest towards one end of the island. Number 8 is on private jets. Bill Gates has a private jet, a Bombardier BD700 Global Express, which costs $45 million and can seat up to 19 people. Gates seems to be a man who loves to get around. In 2018, he appeared to purchase not one, but two Bombardier BD700 Global Express jets through Challenger Administration LLC. These jets are ultra-long-range corporate skyhorses with a range of 6,700 nautical miles at 0.8 Mach and $45 million each. Also, Gates, through his membership in NetJets, owned a fractional share of at least one NetJets plane. The Microsoft co-founder Bill Gates said getting a private jet is his big splurge and also it's his guilty pleasure. Number 7 is on arts. Bill Gates is a huge fan and lover of arts. He has been seen in many art auctions. His extensive art collections include works by Leonardo da Vinci and other notable artists. His art collection alone is placed at an estimated price of $130 million, according to WealthX reports. Number 6 is on collectibles. Taking the number 6 spot right here is collectibles. While it's definitely an achievement to own one-of-a-kind private jets, real estate, and expensive cars, it's also another achievement and to own precious, irreplaceable collectibles, and Gates certainly has acquired quite the collection. In 1994, he bought a celebrated Leonardo da Vinci manuscript auctioned for $30.8 million, known as the Codex Leicester. This work contains most of Da Vinci's scientific discoveries and observations. Gates once said in a speech at the British Library on his purchase, "Yeah, I feel very lucky that I own a notebook. I can remember going home one night and telling Melinda, my wife, that I was going to buy a notebook. She didn't think that was a very big deal. I said, no, this is a pretty special notebook. This is a Codex Leicester, one of Leonardo da Vinci's notebooks." In 1996, he also acquired Andrew Wyeth's Distant Thunder for $7 million. William Merritt Chase's The Nursery for $10 million in 1997. Frederick Childe Hassam's work Room of Flowers for $20 million in 1998. Winslow Homer's Lost on the Grand Banks for $36 million in 1998. And George Bellows' Polo Crowd for $28 million in 1999. Wow! These collectibles can equal a country's budget for a whole year. Bill Gates is truly a lover of everything precious. He has spent over $131 million on collectibles alone. Number 5 is on real estate. Bill Gates has a multi-million-dollar property portfolio which consists of his 66,000 square feet lakeside home in Medina, Washington. That's worth an estimated $80 million according to WealthX. The estate has everything from a trampoline room to a 2,300 square foot reception hall. Gates also owns an equestrian estate in Washington, Florida, which is worth $55 million following recent renovations, and a multi-million-dollar expansion by Gates on the 30-acre property. Number 4 is on healthcare. Bill and his wife Melinda Gates are plausibly the most liberal couple in the world. They're well known for their investments in global health. To date, their foundation has donated $10 billion into helping people live healthier and longer lives. Since 2000, the odds of someone living past age 5 have skyrocketed. The world has become dramatically healthier in the last 20 years, said Melinda Gates. The story of the past 2 decades is a story of incredible improvement in the human condition, and I call us optimists. Number 3 is on taxes. Having a net worth of over $115 billion, Bill Gates pays billions in taxes to the government, and he states that he should be charged even more. "I need to pay higher taxes," he told CNN's Fareed Zakaria during an interview. "I've paid more taxes, over $10 billion, than anyone else, but the government should demand more from people in my position." These comments came on the heels of a criticism of 2017's GOP tax reform. People who are wealthier tend to get more benefits than the middle class or those who are poorer, he told Zakaria. Number 2 is on investments in corporations. With almost 103 million shares remaining in his possession, equity in Microsoft accounts for approximately $15.8 billion of Gates' wealth. Most of his financial assets are held by Cascade Investment LLC, an entity used by Gates to manage his investments. The portfolio is well diversified. At a certain time, Cascade held 9.8% of Strategic Hotels and Resorts, which was then sold to Blackstone Group, and then Murray Asset Management. Cascade did purchase Four Seasons hotels in Mexico, Atlanta, and Houston. Some of Cascade's investments amount to an estimated value of $28.17 billion. Number 1 is on charity. Bill Gates is a known philanthropist who has pledged a significant amount of money to research and charitable causes during the coronavirus pandemic. He has donated more than $50 billion to charity since 1994. Even though he donates that much, his wealth still grows even faster. In 2019, Bill and Melinda Gates donated $589 million to charity, making them the 7th most philanthropic people last year. Since the emergence of the coronavirus pandemic, the Gates family has pledged billions of dollars in donations and funding for efforts to combat the virus. Despite these pledges, Gates remains one of the wealthiest people in the world. Thanks for watching the video. Hope you have enjoyed it. Comment down below which part do you like the most.